So, Doug, you recently attended a conference at the University of Michigan and you brought these 8 leadership lessons to share with us. Can you tell us a little bit more about the program and the University of Michigan?
Thanks, Nick. Thanks very much. Yes, it was fantastic. The University of Michigan, for those perhaps not familiar with the facility, is a world-class business school out of the university in Ann Arbor, just outside of Detroit. Recently been voted the top 5 global business schools for executive education. So, I was very privileged to spend some time at the school and learning about positive leadership and positive business. And the whole workshop was around trying to make the world of business a better place. I first came in touch with the university 10 years ago when I was doing my doctorate, and I used the then framework of Professor Kim Cameron. Professor Cameron's still at the university and I reconnected, so it was always nice to just spend some time with him around organizational culture and his framework called the Competing Values Framework. So the workshop was a mixture of academic as well as a lot of business lessons for positive business.
Now, Doug, your first leadership lesson is all about showing up. What do you mean by showing up?
Nick, it was a theme that went throughout the workshop, was around how as a leader do you show up. And I think a lot of us who have been and are and aspire to be in leadership positions need to be acutely aware that you do set the tone, you set the example, people will follow you. And what it is, it's about being intentional. It's about being purposeful in what you're doing. And the whole theme of the conference was positive leadership. So in other words, being positively deviant, moving towards a positive outcome as opposed to a negative outcome. Now, again, it's easy for me to sit here and tell you about all these wonderfully positive things, but we live in the real world and people are not always up the whole time. As a leader, you're not. Sometimes the economy and certainly your workforce. So the whole idea of showing up is just having self-awareness of how do you present yourself and being in the zone. It reminds me, just stepping aside, a few years back I went and for those of you certainly in America who is familiar with Pike Place Fish Market in Seattle, it really is, if the truth be told, a cold, wet, smelly fish market. It's just no one told them that. And part of their whole magic that they've created there is be there, is one of their phrases, similar to showing up. So they're there for the customer all day, every day, because people come from around the world, not necessarily these days to even buy fish, but to learn and to wonder at this magical place that's created. And that is the power of positive leadership.